Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Fancy Sip Review. Today on the Fancy Sip Review, I'm going to be trying the 2023 Winter Edition of Red Bull. This is going to be the first Red Bull that I've had probably in a decade. In terms of the drink, I'm not the biggest fan, mostly due to the cost. This small little drink that I'm buying, which is only 8.4 fluid ounces, cost more than the most expensive of the 16-ounce energy drinks. This cost about as much, if not more, than a Ghost or a Bucked Up. So with that, I don't really see myself buying these drinks that often. However, this is the winter exclusive flavor, so figured why not try this. So this drink is going to be the pear cinnamon artificial flavor. This vitalizes your body and mind. And as said, this is 250 milliliters or 8.4 fluid ounces. Now, the drink Red Bull is probably the most popular of the energy drinks. I know living in America, most people would say that Monster is more popular than Red Bull, but think of it this way. Red Bull sponsors auto racing as well as having its own soccer team in New York State, the New York Red Bulls. So, I don't really see Monster doing that. They're more sponsoring the X Games and Vans Warped Tour, which no longer exists. So, with all that said, and talking about the company of Red Bull, let's learn about this drink. Red Bull, the Winter Edition. The taste of pear cinnamon, artificially flavored. The wings of Red Bull. Red Bull is appreciated worldwide by top athletes, busy professionals, college students, and travelers on long journeys. It sounds like something that would have probably sounded better if this was in a different country and they put that into a translator and that's what it came out with, because it doesn't really make a lot of sense. The winter edition, the taste of pear cinnamon, artificially flavored, just doesn't roll off the tongue well. The nutrition facts on this drink: it is 110 calories in one can, 90 milligrams of sodium, 28 grams of carbohydrates, 26 grams of sugar, including another 26. There's 100% of your daily niacin, 250% of your vitamin B6, vitamin B12 is 80%, and pantothenic acid, 50%. This drink is 80 milligrams of caffeine at 8.4 fluid ounces, now recommended for children or pregnant women. So what are the ingredients in this? You are getting carbonated water, sugar, glucose, citric acid, taurine, sodium citrate, natural and artificial flavors, caffeine, colors, I guess that's an ingredient, just colors, niacinamide, pyrodoxine HCI, which is vitamin B6, calcium, panthenate, vitamin B12, and this is distributed by Red Bull NA in Santa Monica, California. This is what the can looks like, if you are interested in that. It has the bulls charging each other, what this can is known for in design. Again, this is the winter edition, which it shows on the can. The can is a red design. I would think it would be a red and green, but that would be more of a Christmas color than a winter color. Maybe a white can would look good, but they already have a white can, which is their coconut flavor. So it's just the winter edition, or the summer edition. Pear cinnamon. It is a tiny, tiny, tiny can. Here's the nutrition facts. With a can this small, you have to keep rotating it because it's not big enough to just be able to show the ingredients. So that is everything about the drink, other than the review of the drink, that is. So let's crack this open and see if this is worth the extra cost. In terms of ingredients, this really doesn't have anything that's that impressive outside of the popularity of the drink for $2.50, 8.4 ounces. I could get double that for the same cost, and, I could have a monster. Let's give this a pour. So the drink is yellow. That must be the color. That is the ingredient that they're talking about. It has a very yellowish color to it. This looks just like a monster, honestly. With these kind of drinks, these are the two big brands, the Monsters and the Red Bulls. Usually, if you see an energy drink copy and make a generic version of these drinks, they're going to be going for the Red Bull or the Monster. I know Aldi has their own drink. They're all the same color, just this dehydrated urine color. It doesn't honestly look the most appealing of colors. It's just bizarre to me. It is a very yellow color. Honestly, instead of just being negative, saying this sounds like dehydrated urine, maybe if this is a good tasting drink, I could say that this is gold and you're drinking gold. But with that out of the way, let's see how this sits in the mouth feel portion of the review. You aren't getting a lot of carbonation. You are getting a bit of a sour taste, which is odd given the flavor profile of the cinnamon. The pear you are tasting, but the cinnamon, not really. It just tastes like a sour pear drink. Now, without just letting this sit in my mouth, let's see how this tastes if I drink it like a normal person would drink an energy drink. I will say, though, the smell of this drink, which I haven't talked about yet, doesn't really smell like a pear. It smells sour. I've had a lot of pears in my life, and usually they're the sweetest of the fruits. Usually when you buy a can of fruit, they're using pear juice because of the sweetness. With the pear and the cinnamon, I'm not really getting the cinnamon at all in terms of smell, and I'm not really getting much pear either. Maybe, it's a drink. You should expect more sweetness. This does have sugar in it. Honestly, I can't really justify the cost of this drink. Comparing this to its competitors like Monster. Usually Monster is able to come up with a flavor, say watermelon. Usually watermelon tastes bad, but I'm just using this as an example. But it will taste like a watermelon version of Monster. This doesn't really taste that pear-like. I mean, maybe if you were to remove the sweetness of a pear and just eat a real pear. But if I were to review it that way, I would question where the cinnamon taste is supposed to be. I know I'm not going to be drinking Cinnamon Toast Crunch with the canned pear flavor, but it really doesn't have that much sweetness. This tastes very sour. It makes me wonder if all of the Red Bulls taste this way. I'm going to finish this off. So after finishing half of this can that I paid a decent amount of money for, I don't really have too much positive to say about this drink. I am impressed that their brand loyalty, they're able to sell cans this small and charge as much as companies that give you twice the drink, but in terms of flavor, The pear is slightly there, not really enough to call this a pear cinnamon drink. I think I'm going to give this a 6.5 out of 10. This is drinkable. It has sugar in it, so it's sweet enough that, it's going to taste good. People are addicted to sugar. In terms of doing something unique comparatively to its competitors, the pear doesn't taste very good. The cinnamon does not exist in the slightest. It has a very chemically, not a sour, but it does have a very weird taste that removes the fruit taste of this. I think that's the highest rating I could go on this drink. Sadly, it is not gold in terms of what I'm drinking. This is probably, just a bronze or a copper type of a drink. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you learned a lot. If you're a fan of Red Bull, please explain to me why this drink costs this much. And explain to me if all of these drinks taste more or less like subpar versions of their competitors. Thank you so much for watching this video. Cheers.